nobody has represented our country better than Joe Max Moore. So we're going to do this a little premature, and I don't care. Would you please join me in giving him a standing ovation? Keep it going. You bet. And I will say this, I said it on that tape already, but this is the best teammate I've ever had, and I think I share that with a lot of guys that got to share the field with him. So congratulations, Joe Max. You deserve it. All right, you got to put the jacket on. I'll hold this one. That's all you're supposed to do. I did, right? Hang on, Joseph. Can you take a picture?
Yeah, for sure.
You go on the other side, I'll go on the other side.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Congrats.
Your turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's hard to put this into words. I tell you, it's an amazing honor. I feel so lucky to be part of this special group of players, of people that have built this game in this country. And I'll do my very best to represent this honor the rest of my life. First of all, thank you, Eric Winalda. You know, when I called Eric a few months back, it wasn't 3 weeks, I don't think, but when I called Eric, I was a little nervous because you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. And I'm not sure he knows sometimes. I see him on TV, and he says crazy things, but most of the time it makes really perfect sense to me. He does a great job, and as far as talent's concerned, he's also my favorite player I've ever played with. Somebody that truly changed the game. You know, you've seen the likes of Tab Ramos and Claudio Reyna, some guys that had great skill, composure, etc. But as far as somebody that truly changed games on a regular basis, Eric was that guy. And thank you, Eric, for your kind words. I'd like to say thank you to all the fans, all the players, all the people that made this honor possible, the Hall of Fame Executive Committee, all of you who came before me. This game has certainly changed over the last 10 years in my mind, and I think about the guys that came and, you know, didn't have a league to play in, you know, and things have certainly gotten easier and in that regard, and it's really special to see. But thank you to all of you for everything you did before me. I'd like to also thank and congratulate my co-inductee, Peter Vermes. Peter was a great teammate in the early years of my time with the national team. He taught me so much. He was a great player. He was a great friend, huge personality, made us all laugh constantly. And now he's gone on to have amazing success. He told me last night he's been here 13 years in this great city, and it's amazing what's happened here in that time, all right? Congratulations on everything. To a few teammates I have written down here: Eric Winalda, of course, Brad Friedel, Casey Keller, Tony Miola, John Harks, Tab Ramos, Marcelo Balboa, Kobe Jones, Alexi Lawless, Ernie Stewart, Brian McBride, Claudio Reyna, Eddie Lewis. Amazing players and even better people. And I really miss that part of being around the team, going on those fun road trips, and then just enjoying life in that way. So I feel super lucky to be part of that group of pioneers. I know you guys are certainly pioneers, but I feel like the group we had also paved the way for a lot of the players and a lot of things that we're seeing today in soccer in this country. I'd like to thank U.S. Soccer for giving me the opportunity to represent this great country 100 times. Amazing. Thanks to Sunil for everything you've done for this sport and this country for all the years. Dan Flynn, Hank Steinbrecher, and many more. Don Garber, thank you guys so much for everything you're doing for the game. For the first time, I'm really looking around this country and going, wow. I mean, I cannot believe the passion, the excitement for the game. Watching just from TV, the U.S. play Mexico, let's say in Columbus a month back, and seeing the excitement, the fans jumping up and down, crazy for the game. I mean, it's certainly changed. I know you can feel it too, and I thank a lot of you for making that happen. So thank you guys. Thank you. As a player, I learned something different from the 3 different national team coaches that I played under. Bora Milutinovic, although I don't remember calling him a liar. It's been a long time. That might be true. I don't know. I was competitive. Steve Sampson and also Bruce Arena. I learned something a little different from each of them. And just thank you for all you did, the words of wisdom and everything you taught me as a player. I'd also like to thank my UCLA soccer coach, Ziggy Schmid. When I was a relatively unknown player out of Southern California, probably 5'4", maybe a $120. There was some opportunities for sure. I went on several different recruiting trips and so forth. But for him to give me that opportunity to play UCLA and with some of the best players in the country, I always have a special place in my heart for Ziggy and what he's meant for my career. So thank you, Ziggy. I'd like to also thank the MLS, the New England Revolution, the Kraft family for giving me the opportunity to play professional soccer in this country. I kind of touched on it before, but that opportunity didn't come, until recent. In '96, this league got kicked off here, and I feel like we've turned the corner. You see stadiums like this being built, and the things that are happening as far as the grassroots level, I just think it's here to stay in a big way, and I'm very proud of being part of that first year in 1996 and the subsequent years. The 2 years I spent playing in Germany were definitely highlights for me. 2 great clubs, Saarbrücken, that gave me the first opportunity to play professionally in Europe, and then Nuremberg, which is an incredible club, great tradition. And my wife and I had some great contacts, friends, and those 2 clubs have, again, a special place in my heart. The 3 years I spent at Everton Football Club was probably the highlight of my career, alongside the 2002 World Cup when the team went out and did so well and lost to Germany in the quarterfinals 1-0. Those 2 things, for whatever reason, really are the highlights of my career. Playing with and against some of the best players in the world there on a weekly and daily basis. I really thank them for giving me that chance to play at the highest level there is. I'd like to thank my family and friends who've come in. I've got about 50 people here that have made the trek, I think, from all over the country, mostly Tulsa, where I grew up. And thank you guys for everything. I really do appreciate your commitment to being here, and thank you. My sister's come in with her kids, my best buddy from Las Vegas, his family, family from California, Florida. It means a lot to me, and I do appreciate you guys. I'd also like to quickly thank my new teammates at football.com. Owning the domain name FOOTBALL is, of course, a pretty powerful domain. But with the vision and the wherewithal to, I think, one day be the #1 soccer website in the world, I'm looking forward to the challenge of making that happen. So thank you guys for being here also. I've had somebody special in my life for the past 18 years. Being married to my wife, Martha, has been one of the reasons I think I've accomplished some of these things. And, we were living in Germany, we were living in England, we were in Boston, we were in other parts of the world playing soccer, and I think we've moved about 15 times in those 18 years because of it. So she's been there with me from the very beginning of my soccer career, and to have somebody that's so supportive when you come home from training and you're a little down sometimes, she's not ever complained once or nagged. Thank you, hon. I don't know where you are now, probably off with my daughter. Thank you so much, hon. I love you. Also, my beautiful 12-year-old son, Tommy, he got to see a few games at the very beginning of my career. I feel like he has some memory, but I think today he realizes a little bit more of what this all means. So thank you to my son, Tommy, and to my beautiful little 2-year-old daughter over there now, too. Thank you, guys. The last person or two I want to thank is someone that's inspired me more than any coach, player, person that has ever been in part of my life, and that's my dad, Carl Moore. Thank you. For those of you that know my dad, know there's been no bigger supporter of probably their son in the history of sports, and he's an incredible person in so many ways. A lot of people don't realize some of the things and the contributions he's made to this game of soccer in this country, but growing up in Tulsa in the 70s, we had some obstacles and hurdles that we had to overcome. And he, whether it was on a tractor clearing the fields to help build fields, or writing a check to the city of Tulsa to give everybody high school uniforms to start their soccer programs, owning or being part owner of the NASL Tulsa Roughnecks, he's done a ton for this game. And I thank you for everything that you have done, Dad. We've certainly had a special relationship, like I've said, but one of the things that stood out to me most was when I just moved to California. I was learning how to surf. I was probably enjoying myself a little bit too much. And my dad came to me and said, look, it's time to focus. It's time to get serious about the game of soccer. And you've got your whole life to screw up. He may have used some other words there. But for some reason, those words meant a lot to me. It hit me really hard. And from that point forward, I just remember having a mindset that the easiest thing I could do was work hard. And so when you combine that part of the game with the special talents or the talents that you do possess, you know, I really think anything is possible. And my dad has been my biggest supporter, and I've been yours over the years. So thank you again. And to be real honest on that, though, there's one thing that I am super proud of as a player. I don't feel like there's anybody that I played with that can actually say that they outworked me. Peter was an exceptionally hard worker. But I just feel like that's one thing I gave and gave and gave, whether my club team, my national team. I feel like I gave everything I had all the time. And if that's rub off on some of the players I played with, or maybe even some of the guys that are going to represent the country here later today, that's one thing I hope I'm remembered for later. And finally, the last person I wanted to thank was my mom. And there's a reason I left her last, is because I can't think of her without crying. An incredible person in every way, drove me to countless tournaments, games, practices, and probably, without question, the best person I've ever known. And I truly am thankful for everything you've done for me. I love you. I know you're looking down on this with a smile. So thank you. Thank you all.